Guys, and welcome back to day 6 of Vlogmas. I don't know if you can see me at all. The sun is at a weird angle and I literally have you propped up in the crook of a tree. I'll see if I can pop up a picture of the tree in question. But I'm out here, I'm on my way to work, obviously. I'm about ready to feed the sheep and I am like sweating right now. Yule Log ceremony. First one of the season is tonight, and I know I'm going to freeze to death. And so when I got dressed, here's what I'm wearing, okay? I've got pants, knee-length stockings, my leather shoes. I have a wool petticoat, a heavy cotton petticoat, my outer petticoat, pocket, shift. This is not the right order. I forgot the undergarments. Linen jacket, wool jacket, apron. And then I brought something illegal. I made this ages ago. Is that the right side? I can't even tell this is the right side. This is the right side. Okay, so I'll see if I can find and link the pattern. I actually got this out of a magazine, but I'm pretty sure I found it online somewhere as well, published later. And this is a 19th century Sontag. And so it's the wrong century, but basically, I don't know how well you can see it. It fits so well around my shoulders. And then the ends, can I back up? You can't see that. But it then ties around my waist here. I'm going to regret this later because I'm never going to get back up again. But it goes around and ties around in the back. And it is so warm. And even though it's the wrong century, it works because once I put this on, tuck the ends into my apron, and then put my cloak over it, you can't see this. It all blends in. So I'll be nice and toasty for tonight, except for my head. Oh, I also have mitts for my hands too. Like this. Not super warm, but we'll make it work. I hate this cap. All my other ones are dirty, but a lot of the caps that are fashionable in the 1770s, so there's the ruffle and then like a band and then the cap on the back. Most of my other caps have all the like gathers for this part concentrated up here, and so you get like this fashionable little poof. This one they didn't do that for, and so it's like whoop to the side of my head and it looks so stupid, but we'll make it work. All right, so what we're actually out here for, I wanted to show you my knitting. So I busted a move again last night. I was up past midnight, could hardly keep my eyes open, but I was so close to being finished with section, I think it's section 5 that I finished. Here it is. Oh, and I've got my cable holders, needle holders, whatever, on here, and they seem to be working well so far. So here's how the Advent project is coming along. I can't wait to see the lace blocked out because sitting flat, it doesn't like, there's no clear like pattern or design to it. It looks a little bit better now that I've got it like out in the sun and can actually see it stretched. But that's the lace pattern. And then I started on the next section, which is that brown color for day 3. Hold on, I have to sneeze. All right, sorry about that. So here's that brown. Okay. I'm not sure how I like it so far, but I think it's going to be kind of like, oh my gosh, hedgehog fibers from last year, were like individual colors were not my cup of tea, but at the same time, once they were like part of the shawl, like I liked the overall look. So we'll wait and see where it goes. But I gotta tell you, after this lace section, I almost cried with a couple of rows of plain knit and purl and then an easy eyelet pattern. Like, oh, it was so nice. But here's the problem. All right, so when I finished this section, which I think I said ends up on section 5, I think this is the end of section 5. And I basically went one more row into section 6 because this one ended on a right side. So I did one more wrong side row before I switched the colors over. And I ended up with about the same amount left over of this as I did for this section. And so I'm like, oh, so this is gonna like work out pretty. The sheep are yelling at me. Try to go fast. So I figured, oh my gosh, so each section is just the right size to use almost all of a ball of yarn. So it does work out. However, this particular section, I only have 4 more rows, and I have tons of this left. And you would think we'll just go into the next section because you've used 2 colors for 5 sections, just use 2 for this. But I did the calculations and looked ahead. Section, I don't even know what it is at this point, I think it's 9, uses color number 6. And so if I change colors every section until I get there, I would hit section 6. I would hit day 6 on section 9 the way that I'm supposed to. But that means that some of these colors are going to be like extra small. So I don't know. We're just going to kind of play with it and see what happens. But that's what we have so far. That means we need to have our colors for day 6 opened and ready to go. So let's start. By the way, everything's in my apron. Like I've got my apron folded up, so I've got like a little kangaroo pouch. So we have Naughty Pine going first. Remember, yesterday was the saturated pinky brownie color, so today should be a neutral speckle. It's almost the same color. Again. Last year, the Naughty Pine Advent was so pretty. Like, it was all browns and greens and blues, but like every day was a distinct color and it faded into each other, and I don't know. I don't know what's up this year. All right, let's dig into the apron, see what's next. All right, we have Magpie Fibers, and we have another day of yarn. This is Worm Moon. As we did the first couple of moons, I was like, oh, that's cute. It's like wolf color, but it doesn't really look like a wolf. And then I realized these are actually like the names of the moon cycle. So I'm going to have to look it up. I don't have my computer in front of me right now. But I'll have to let you know like what each of the moons actually means. And here we go. So another gray. I don't know if you can see this at all in this light. But it's another gray, but it has like some more, like some different color speckles. So some greens and blue. It looks like they used a color that broke, because that's what happens when I use one of my colors and it breaks. But it's all kinds of little different color speckles and kind of like a bluish grayish background. So that's pretty. All right. Again, it was saying that the Dawn color that I picked was supposed to be, it said softer but more contrasting, which I don't feel like that's actually the case. All right, so let's go with Fiber Fox next and Prey. So I went back on their Instagram and I looked up the mood boards. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop up the mood boards here, so you can see like the color inspirations. And so that's why I was so excited about it, because the color inspirations are so pretty. Now, to be fair, this one is an all over, really pale, like pinky lavender color with the speckles in it. So we're starting to change color a smidge, but we're on day 6. This is a quarter of the way through, and that's how far we've gotten. Interesting. So it looks like we've moved on from the first mood board, which was the pinks, and now we're moving into that second one, which was the purples. So I don't know. All right, we've got another Plies and Hellhounds. Is that what that's called? This is from the Indie Untangled box. Ooh. This time we've gone with a gray, kind of a dark, steely, kind of pewtery sort of gray. We'll have to see what that looks like against the kind of neutral taupe that we had yesterday. I'm really excited about doing the project that comes with this. I'm gonna have to download it and get it into my files. And then the last one is our Hue Loco Botanicals, and this one is Madder, which I'm really excited for because I've dyed with Madder before, and no matter what I do, no matter how long it soaks, no matter what the concentration is, it always comes out the same color pink. So I'm still working on mastering Madder. But, ooh, this is pretty. And so we've gone back to kind of like the variation, but we've got like the pinky reds in here along with the golds, a little bit of green. That is super pretty, and that's gonna look great next to that more tonal one from yesterday. All right, so that's what we got. I'm gonna go stick all of these back in the car before I drop them in the sheep pasture, because that would be tragique. And then we'll go say hi to the sheep. All right, so I stopped by the Wawa and I had to circle the block twice to be able to find a place to park, because it is crazy. I cannot wait for all the college students to go home for Christmas vacation, and then we can get our town back for a little bit. But anyways, got a parking spot, got a drink, and then my dinner today, Reese's Christmas trees. These are my favorite Christmas candy, I think. I go back and forth. I also like peppermint bark, but I got some of those, so yay, delish. Something else I was going to tell you guys. Oh, I remember. Okay, so remember when I showed you my shawl earlier? I didn't give you all the pertinent details about it. Now that it's a little warmer inside, I can properly think. So I used 2 skeins of Woolies. I think it's the Lion brand wool one, the 100% wool, not the fisherman's wool, although I've used that for sweaters before and fantastic. But it's 100% wool, and I used 2 skeins of it. I was afraid because in the pattern, the person wearing the little wrappy shawl is fairly small. Like, she's not tiny, but she is not a big girl. And so I was like, I'm really worried about it like actually fitting around. And so when I made it, I feel like I gave myself like a little extra here, but I basically knit until I was like out of 1 skein of yarn, and I made that the point, and then I used the other half. I used 2 skeins total, 1 and then 2, okay? And that's how I determined the size. And then I blocked it out, and it was huge. It was gigantic. And I got mad because I'd spent all this time making this giant project. And so I got mad and I threw it in the dryer and I dried it. And you can see that it shrunk and it felted. And it's fantastic now. It is the perfect size. And because it felted, it's like warmer and tighter. It's still got some stretch to it, right? But I don't know, it just made and it's really soft too. So it made an absolutely gorgeous fabric. So if you're looking for a nice like shawl on the cheap, the 100% wool, I've got like dog hair all over this, sorry. Hang on, I have to sneeze again. Anyway, so if you are looking for something for a nice warm whatever, this Woolly is 100% wool, felted, is fantastic. 100% recommend. So anyway, that is that. All right, I'm getting more emails. All right, more emails coming through. I got to get into the office. Here we go. So I am not much of a Christmas person, if you haven't noticed already, but I look forward to the Yule Log every single year. We get to do it 3 times. So this is number 1. It is, well, according to Weather Channel, it's 29. According to my car, it's 26. It does not feel that cold outside. Especially when I was next to I was like sweating next to the fire, but I'm a little bit colder now that I walked away. But like the only part of me that's cold is like the tip of my nose and my feet. Those are like the only parts that I can't keep warm. I even got like hot hands inside of my mitts. I love it. Anyway, I always keep my sprig. You're supposed to throw it on the Yule log, but I love the way we cut them fresh, and I love the way they smell, and I like to just kind of put them on my desk. This is my 18th century version of decorating for the holidays. That's really all they did too. A little sprig of green. So anyway, I think I'm gonna cut the video here for tonight. It's not too late, it's only 8:25, so it'll be like 9:30, 10 o'clock by the time I get home. And then we'll do some more knitting, and I'll check in with you guys tomorrow to see how much we can get done. All right, see you tomorrow for some fireworks.